Jy sal die posisie inneem van 'n persoonlike verpleegster. Sarel sal hier, dalk sal sy ferm hand vatplek op jou kry.
My naam is Anna. Ek is meneer se nuwe versorger. Is oom okay? Oom staan al heel oggend hier buite.
Sweer kakers, hier in die gang.
Hy sê siek. As ek so dit aan kan doen.
Die hele plek is vol van hierdie ou goed. Dis asof hy iets staan en soek 'n betekenis, 'n antwoord of iets. Ek dink dit is Sarah se dogter. Wat het hy aan haar gedoen?
Hoor jy wat hulle sê?
Wie?
Hulle sê, jy's gestuur.
Hier's niemand hier nie.
Anna, daar kom 'n storm vanaand. Die duiwels, fluister in my oor. Hoor jy dit? Alle praat van jou, Anna. Hulle fluister jou naam.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Todd Sampler with yours truly, Todd Quality Jaeger beard. And as always, any excuse for cheesecake, man. Cheesecake. Can you taste it? Today's tea sets up a wonderful tone and mood for the film I'll be reviewing today. Do you recognize this image? Faster and faster, until after a while you wouldn't feel anything, and then your body would just burst into fire. And the angels wouldn't help you, because they've all gone away. Today's film is something beautiful, something haunting. It's Peacock. The actual title is Poe, P-O-U. And for the English language territory, it's Peacock. Not to be confused with this Peacock, starring Cillian Murphy and Susan Sarandon, which is also pretty amazing. It's directed by Jaco Minar and written by Jaco and David Cornwell. This is a journey of a young woman into the dark recesses of Afrikaner psyche and its compromised past. Now that's basically an intellectual explanation of what it is, but it's more of a psychological horror, an off-kilter drama. The information given, which is best put, I'll read it here. Taryn Wingard is Anna. She has grown up in an institutionalized space, a puritanical Calvinist organization simply known as the Foundation. Their mission is to provide a place of righteous innocence for young women, to allow them to develop away from the corruptions of the outside. Well, when Anna transgresses the Foundation's moral standards, she is sent away to care for one of its founding members, a man named Sarel. an apartheid-era theologian now ailing on his remote farm. There's a lot here about self-discovery and personal identity. It's a quiet film with an underlying tension throughout the whole thing. It's also described as a Gothic farmhouse drama, which is aptly put. From the start, from the first frame, you know this is something beautiful and different. It's very visual, even in its limited space, with the landscapes. There's a feeling. It seeps into your skin and you just get pulled under. It's not a fast film, but you're drawn in. Taryn Wingard is amazing in this film. She really, really shines. Anna continues to be haunted by memories of the foundation, particularly in her relationship with another of the institution's gals that are in there, named Vicky. In flashbacks, dreams, and frustrated sexual fantasies, we learn that Anna and Vicky's budding relationship is the reason that she's been sent away to care for Sorel. At the very start, there's this somber piano tone. It's, you can feel how these girls are imprisoned in this institution, where adults seem to revel in punishing the girls. And like in some religious schools, the discipline is constant. And the adults doing this are always quite angry. If it's supposed to be about the glory and love, why does it have to be so sadistic? At the foundation, women are taught to be basically second class, subservient, to serve constantly and make husbands happy if they find one. As Sorel said, man is appointed to manage earthly things and human domain. Well, the cruelty doesn't even stop when Anna leaves the foundation. When she arrives at Sorel's farm, the woman who is bringing her there just sits there in the car and says, well, get the gate. Anna has to open the gate and stand there while the woman drives off to the house, and Anna has to walk. It's just constant condescension. You get to feel that this is what has pushed upon her so much. And while she's here at this farm, she starts to discover and break loose. It's pretty fascinating. Now, Sorel is obsessed with his files and papers. They're everywhere. And Anna has to keep scrambling to try to tidy things up. And he's also obsessed with the birds' noises outside. He'll stand out there and stare at this big tree and complain how they're so noisy. And keeping the spirit unpolluted is what Sorel is always talking about and just pushing this on Anna. It's always righteous and religious. Yet, when he tells her to undress him and bathe him, he's acting like an obstinate child, and he just has this very strange smile when she's doing this. So you know everything he's done, it goes against what he preaches. Now, another character, Jean, who Anna befriends, calls him Sorel without sin. And Sorel also says, a girl that won't get up for church keeps the devil in her bed. Anna just looks at him and says, what? You can tell she's getting a bit fed up throughout the film. You're thinking, what makes this haunting and what makes this so unsettling? All this fits in. I can't give you too much on that. because just boom, then the review is over and you don't need to see the film because I'd be giving you too much information. You want a dark mood? Well, here's something to watch. And of course, there's a secret, there's a mystery, and that has a lot to do with the upstairs attic room, which Sorrel locks himself in and you can hear music playing. Anna keeps trying to get in, and eventually there are secrets just unveiled. And while you may not be too surprised, you're still intrigued. Tells Anna the story of a peacock and why it was put in a cage, which must be about his own past and the peacock, because there is a peacock throughout the film that you see in a cage that Anna keeps feeding. But as the film progresses and gets darker and more dangerous, the appearance of the peacock seems to change, worsening, which also can be a relation to Anna's situation. While the peacock changes, Anna says, "It's like I already know how the story ends." But she takes charge. There's a lot of grim going on in here, and it gets haunting. There are spooky visions with beings that, can she see them? He definitely does. I've said that this film, visually, especially with the landscapes, is very potent. And what I have surrounding me, know that these popped into my head sort of randomly, a feeling that I had from remembering these films and how they affected me. So, while they may not be the same as Peacock, they gave me that feeling. So, up here, the amazing The Reflecting Skin with Viggo Mortensen. There's two different editions of it right there. This film, with its wheat fields and its just dangerous tone that you can't seem to rise above because it's like holding you down. It's pretty amazing. Crescent. This one with its seaside landscape. It's almost in a way kind of reminding me of a feel not as dark, but as unsettling as Messiah of Evil. There's two editions of it right there. Bloodhound. This one, like I said, there's a tone. It holds you down. This one also has there's this visual with this house that just, it commands. And I remember feeling just a desolation, an aloneness with a film, say like End of Fall. And the strangeness and uncomfortableness of something like Impossible Horror, even Clean Shaven. Over here, well, these are just two of my guests today, Domo Wolfman and Gossamer. A good example of the kind of tone I'm talking about is this moment from Demiziano Cristofore's film El Dorado, which won Best Feature Award at the Andromeda Film Festival in 2023. Feel this. That vision had opened the last door that separated me from achieving my goal. I now know what to do to obtain the wealth of the world and cast out the demons that were tearing at my soul. Ah, did you recognize the voice? Yes, that was me. I was the voice of a main character traveling in a van, and when he narrated the film. Another perplexing aspect of Peacock is that Anna's friend Vicky closely resembles a girl in photographs at Sorel's farmhouse. Turns out it's his daughter Carla. And Anna can't get that out of her head. She keeps trying to call Vicky, but can't get the range with her phone. I don't think you really actually get to find out why there's a similarity there, but it does cross over into her fantasies. The camera movements early on, as you'll notice, go from left to right, and then other scenes right to left, very subtly. And later in the film, slow movements in and slow movements out. It all works with the visuals, and if you're watching the scenes that they are doing these certain camera movements in, it all kind of has its own logic. I mentioned beings. Are they demons? Are they ghosts? At times, you see that Anna sees them. At one point, she's even chased through the field back to the house when she's trying to escape. Now, are her own sightings in her mind? There's a fantastical attic sequence where the room fills with water and you're thinking, who's dreaming this? Is this happening? What's going on? It makes you ponder while you're watching the film. It involves you. Other information given to me that I find is very apt for this. The further she gets sucked in, the more she discovers about the dark hypocrisy that lies at the heart of the Foundation's mission. She begins to share Sorel's nightmares and hallucinations as the borders between fantasy and reality become increasingly fluid. She reaches out to Jean to pull her out of the quicksand before realizing that she will have to act from her deepest convictions or else lose herself to Sorel's demons forever. Very cerebral. But as you're watching it and trying to piece these things together, whether you understand some things eventually or not, you can't help but just be transfixed with everything going on. Now, she discovers his secrets. There's apartheid connections, corruption, and other things. At the last moment, whatever becomes of her, you think it's all right. Now, you worry about her, though. Will they come after her? Because something drastic does happen. But the very ending, and it has to do with the Peacock, very much represents her situation. And that's not a spoiler, trust me, because I'm not telling you what happens. But when you see it, either you're going to be like, oh, or, oh, wow. And I kind of actually almost got a little emotional over it. It wasn't manipulative. It wasn't schmaltzy. It just had a nice, just tying things in. Well, we're about to wrap things up here. And speaking of unsettling, I wanted to show you. I got my You've Got Red on You 2024 calendar. Well, that's Angel Bradford on the cover there. Yours truly is December. And hey, if you want to stick around after the credits, I brought out my Planet of the Apes Colorform set from 1967. We'll have some interactive fun. Peacock is a beautiful, dark, haunting film. And whether you find it horror or psychological, that's up to you. It still leaves you to ponder some things. And I found it very involving. I was able to just sit back and let it flow over me. One of the nice surprises from last year, even though it's dated 2021, it basically got more seen in 2023. Seek it out if you like something a little bit smarter, almost on an art house level. This one won't disappoint. So, for the Todd Sampler, for Without Your Head, Todd Quality Jaeger, Beard, Laura Palmer, and let's get a good chunk here. Cheesecake, man. Oh, cheesecake. Oh. Until next time, I bid you, yeah. Feel this. And scene.
That's it.